Hello, Stern.
Kevin Prake, how are you? How was your Thanksgiving?
It was fantastic. I got to go home. I got sick, but I had to sleep.
Okay.
Got to meet some family. Or not meet some family. Got to...
See them again?
Yes.
You've met previously?
Yes.
That's a good thing.
Family I've met previously.
It's good that you don't have a family full of strangers. I'm Sterling Pingree, the coordinator of student activities, along with work study and producer of the Husson Toilet Times podcast, back for edition number 2. We didn't get canceled after the first week.
That's true. We're also not a one-hit wonder.
We're not a one-hit wonder. A lot of people thought we probably would be, and they said, like, will you do this again? Are you talking about toilets? There was a lot of questions after the first edition, but we're here, we're back, we have a new edition of the Toilet Times. It should be up by the time you're listening to this podcast. They're going up on Monday the 27th, so they should be up by the time this podcast drops on Tuesday morning, November 28th. So, Kevin, let's get right into it. What's going on this week on the Toilet Times?
So what we have going on throughout the whole week, not just today, Monday the 27th, but throughout the entire week, is the sexual health clinic at the health center, which is the trailer right between Bell Hall and the CFB. That's going on from 8 a.m. to noon every single day this week.
All week long?
All week long.
Stop up, see them if you have any questions, things you've wondered, any misconceptions you think there are out there. They're there to help you out all week long, so be sure to check out that resource, because it's a great one.
Then we have the Art and Design Club Holiday Craft Fair from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the Campus Center Tuesday and Wednesday.
It's a great idea because you had Black Friday last Friday, which really goes in the whole weekend now. Black Friday is like 4 days.
It was a countdown. I remember one place did a countdown to Black Friday.
But here's the other part of it, and not to go on too much of a tangent, but there were places that were advertising Black Friday sales last Tuesday. Like, how does that start? Tuesday at noon. We have a different one every 4 hours. You don't know what starts when. Some starts at midnight. Some starts at, 6 a.m. It used to be, like, get to the store when it opens at 5, and then it became 3, and now it's midnight. Now it's 4 days before that. Next year, it's going to start in October. Halloween is going to be the countdown. Black Friday used to be the countdown from Thanksgiving. That's going to be Halloween. Before you know, it's going to be Arbor Day. It's insanity. But
there's instant gratification now.
But here's the point. So Black Friday ran through the weekend, all the way through Sunday. Now today is Cyber Monday. But after that, where do the deals go? Now they might pop up again. You might be able to get a nice pair of khakis for cheap for a dear old dad. Or you can go to the craft fair. They're going to have all kinds of stuff. They're open Tuesday and Wednesday in the Campus Center. What is more convenient than that? Not even Amazon Prime is as convenient as that. You can get great gifts for hard-to-shop for people. Check out the craft fair.
Yeah, 11 to 3.
11 to 3, both days, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week.
And then we have Zumba from 4:45 to 5:45 in the dance studio. That's on every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday. Then we have the big event, one of the big events, the Big 3 this weekend. We have the lip sync battle, the Jingle Bell battle in the Furman.
Now, this one's unique. This one scares a lot of people off. I think, there's the Spotlight section of the Toilet Times, which we talked about this podcast, featured on the Toilet Times. One hand washes the other, Kevin. We talk about the Toilet Times talks about the podcast. That's how this works. It's a partnership in that way. The Jingle Bell Battle really is the Spotlight event of this week. It's one of the most fun events that we do. And this one, I think, is the most interesting. It's also the most daunting to competitors. I've had so many veterans of lip sync battles past who are scared to do the Jingle Bell Battle. And why is that, Kevin? It's because they have to do one holiday song. Just one. And chances of you losing because you did a holiday song, everyone has a level playing field. We've seen good ones, we've seen mediocre ones. No one has been out inherently bad. No one has been fantastic. No one has won or lost with their holiday song. It's just a fun wrinkle to throw in this time of year. So the Jingle Bell Battle, it's all the lip sync battle that you've come to know and love, just with a little bit of a holiday flair for it, if you will. So if you want to sign up for that and you want to be a competitor in the Jingle Bell Battle, if you've watched other lip sync battles and said, that's something I could do, that's something I want to do, then come down to the Student Activities office. All you need are 3 songs. Get them to me by Friday at noon. I give them to DJ Chris Bridges, and then we're ready to go for that night's lip sync battle. Now, for this one, Kevin, also I should mention, has a special start time. We're going to start at 8 p.m.
What?
We're an early start time for the Jingle Bell Battle on Friday night, 8 p.m. in the Furman Center. So if you want to come and watch, we're going to start at 8. If you want to perform, get me your 3 songs by noontime on Friday. Now, Kevin, some people say there's only so many holiday songs to choose from. I think it's kind of a limited scope. Because you know the rule with the lip sync battle is that if you come in and you say you want to do Work by Rihanna, and then the next person comes in and says, I want to do Work by Rihanna, you signed up first, you get that song. We don't double dip in one show. We try not to. It did happen.
Yeah, but it did happen.
It did happen, and we allowed it because they both said, we're fine with it, and I was intrigued to see what would happen. The person who went second was like, no, I'm fine with it. I think I can do it better. The first person said they can't do it better. And I like that level of competition, and that's what the lip sync battle brings.
Before I hear the song, I now think of the dual battle.
You think the dual battle when you hear Fergalicious now, which I like the fact that you're listening to Fergalicious a lot, apparently. So when it comes to holiday songs, it's who gets it first. Now, what we will allow, though, is if there's two renditions of the same song. So if you wanted to do All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey and you sign up for it first, you can have that. If someone else comes in and says, I want to do a different version of that same song, you know what? I'm going to allow it. Different rendition, bring something else to the table.
That's true. And then it's also the very obscure Christmas songs. I remember last year there was one that was just about an elf. It wasn't your traditional Christmas song you heard on the radio.
I think that's where people feel limited, because, what do I have to do? Frosty the Snowman? The same kind of version you've heard for 100 years. You don't have to do Burl Ives, Have a Holly Jolly Christmas. You have to do White Christmas by Bing Crosby, even though I think both of those would be winners. People think of the same 4 or 5 songs, but there's so many renditions of songs. There are very few performers that have been around for a long time, musicians, that haven't put out a Christmas album. There are thousands of Christmas albums out there. Probably your favorite act, if they're older than 2 or 3 years into the business, probably has a Christmas album or has at least released a Christmas song. There's a lot out there. Dig deep, people can find stuff. Stuff from movies goes well. Things from holiday specials. There's so many things that people love this time of year. Christmas movies, Christmas music. There's so many ones to choose from, and I think people can do really well with it.
Does it have to be a Christmas song?
It doesn't have to be a Christmas song. Like I said, it just has to be a holiday song.
It has to be a holiday song.
Just a holiday song.
So if somebody comes in singing Adam Sandler's Hanukkah song,
sure,
does that count?
Go right ahead. I think that could be fantastic. Not a lot of movement with it, but if you came in and kind of dressed like Adam Sandler, and
I mean, it's not very hard.
No, it is not hard. It's kind of just naming a lot of people that are Jewish in the song. Except Hall of Famer Rod Carew, because he converted.
He said somebody wasn't Jewish in the song, but we're getting way off topic there.
Tom Cruise isn't, but I hear his agent is.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
We've got a little off track.
A little bit, just a little bit.
But you know what? The holiday, what would it be without holiday movies? And we bring that to you on Saturday night. We're going to show Office Christmas Party on Saturday night in Kaminsky. I saw it last year. It's a very funny movie. Jason Bateman, Kate McKinnon, J.T. Miller, T.J. Miller? J.T. Miller. T.J. Miller. He was in Deadpool.
Yeah.
Who am I thinking of? Is it T.J. or J.T.? T.J.
It's T.J.
I'm going to go T.J.
Who's going to go T.J.?
I don't know who's J.T. It was the 49ers used to have a quarterback named J.T. O'Sullivan, but that's the other podcast I do. So,
you have another podcast?
No, I'm not, Kevin.
It's a podcast in his mind. It's a podcast for the mind.
I don't like the jealousy I heard in your voice right there. That I had another podcast on the side. I'm sorry.
This Kevin. Was your idea, though.
It was my idea. I mean, you and I were kicking ideas around, and this just popped up organically. So, Office Christmas Party with some initials: Miller, Jason Bateman, Kate McKinnon. Very funny movie. That'll be at 9 p.m. in Kaminsky on Saturday night.
And there is free popcorn.
There's always free popcorn. Fresh free popcorn.
Fresh free popcorn.
This is stuff we're making right on site. We'll just mention it quickly. Don't need to harp on it. That is the same day we have our Celtics trip. As the Celtics take on the Phoenix Suns. The Celtics have only 3 losses on the season. Had a long win streak. Playing very well. We'll be going there, leaving at 7:30 on Saturday morning. Tickets for that event, of course, are sold out, unfortunately.
They sold out really fast.
Sold out very fast. And not even Gordon Hayward breaking his leg could deter people who are in line to buy tickets for this game. Coming up, which is now a pretty hot ticket. The Celtics are the talk of the town, as they're right now the best record in all of the NBA.
They beat the defending champions.
They beat the defending champions, had a 17-game win streak, and one of the best record in the league. 16-game win streak.
And then we have a rare occurrence for a Sunday night event.
A Sunday night event. This is put on by the Student Life Office. You may notice the Campus Center will be starting to be closed down on Friday, December 1st. That is in preparation for the President's Holiday Party, which is Saturday night, an invite only, very fancy affair, and tremendous decorations on Saturday night in in the campus center. But Just Desserts is kind of the student version of the holiday party, where there would be all kinds of desserts for you to enjoy. Come on down, be served to you by the student life staff. That starts at 6 p.m. and goes until 7:30 p.m. in the lower campus center.
That's where the fireplace is.
By the fireplace, there'll be all kinds of decorations, trees. It'll be completely transformed. It will not look like the campus center as it does right now. And that is Just Desserts, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Sunday night, December 3rd, in the lower campus center.
And who doesn't like free desserts?
I don't know, Kevin. I haven't found that person yet. So everyone should come out because everyone's kind of capable to come out. Because, hey, who doesn't love it? So go enjoy a nice snack before we get too far into December, before we get to finals week, which is coming up right around the corner.
Yeah. Now, there's this little section in this extra edition. Do you want to help people explain what that is?
Well, it's the extra edition. It's news that we simply couldn't fit on the Toilet Times. This is actually the last edition of the Toilet Times for the fall 2017 semester.
Did you say the last edition of the Toilet Times for the fall semester?
You nailed it, Kevin. That's exactly what I said. You paired it back wonderfully. This is the last edition of the Toilet Times this semester.
The last edition of the Toilet Times for this semester. We got to make sure the people know. Otherwise, you're going to get questions.
That's true, and I hate questions. We don't need that.
How dare they ask questions?
Well, that's why we have this podcast. It's to remove all doubt. Coming up on the first Monday, well, the only Monday of finals week, December 11th, the Patriots play their Monday nighter. Now, I debated doing this as a watch party in the firm, and as we have with other big Patriots games, this is the Monday of finals week. You know, people are going to be into it, but then I kind of thought, you know what, who am I kidding? People are going to want to watch the Patriots game. They want to take a break from studying for finals, packing for the holidays, Christmas shopping, all of that. So we are going to have a Patriots-Dolphins watch party on Monday, December 11th at 8 p.m. in the Furman. Kickoff scheduled for like 8:25, whatever it is, on typically on Monday Night Football. And this time we're trying something different. We always have food for these occasions. We're going to have a tater tot bar.
A tater tot bar?
A bar full of tater tots.
That's very interesting. We go from mac and cheese bar to tater tot bar.
Sauces, dipping sauces, toppings, cheeses, sour creams, bacons, chives.
Ooh, chives.
Could be some chives. I haven't confirmed chives yet. We're still working with their people, but we could have chives at this.
Right. Your people call my people. We'll find out if there's chives.
We'll talk to the chive people. We got to go right to the source. So that'll be. It's not on the Toilet Times, but it is. I added it to it, but it's going to be on a date that wouldn't fit within the parameters of the 2-week format of this current edition of the Toilet Times. So just throwing it out there. We'll talk about it again next week. We will have an edition of the Husson Toilet Times podcast next week, but there is only this edition left this semester of the print version.
Of the print version.
The print version.
Now, Sterling, what are you looking forward to the most?
I mean, two things. I mean, especially this weekend. The Jingle Bell Battle is something that I'm really excited for. Always excited to see what students do because, I mean, they're the stars of the show. So it's always impressive. It's always a great time. So it's going to be a pretty nice little parlay between the Jingle Bell Battle and then, you know, this job comes with a lot of responsibility. And one of those is chaperoning trips. So, unfortunately, you know, I have to go to Boston on Saturday and I have to watch the Celtics play the Suns. And, you know, I mean, that's my job. I take it very seriously, and that's what I'm going to do. So I have to go watch the Celtics, who are very good and very entertaining right now, and I have to go see them in person on a Sierra Coach bus, watching movies down and back. It's a heavy burden, Kevin, but it's the cross I bear in this position.
My back hurts just thinking about it.
You're so empathetic, Kevin. Thank you. I think that does it now for the second edition of the Husson Toilet Times podcast. Kevin, do you have anything else to add?
This is the last edition of the Toilet Times print version.
This is the last edition of the print version this semester. We will have another edition of the podcast next week, running down everything the second week, talking a little bit more about that tater tot bar. Maybe we'll confirm some of the things that will be on the bar. In the meantime, have a great week, everybody.